Today was a VWAP masterclass. On stream this morning, I had the clean shorts exactly presented to my strategy, so I needed to be in it. And I want to go over the lessons on why I decided to take it, because there was a few people in the chat that were looking in the opposite direction and lost money, which is okay. But I wanted to make sure everyone's on the same page on what we're looking for when we have VWAPs lining up like this. So you can see the open here on ES is definitely bearish. Now to start off with, I will say we'll look at the 15-minute. I was very long bias heading into the open, but you need to hold those strong opinions loosely that although my bias is long, the more information I receive, I may be willing to shift that to shorts if that's what it's telling me to do. So you can see on a Tuesday, to start the week, very bullish to start. Monday was bullish. We've still carried that momentum higher into the pre-market on Tuesday. Why wouldn't I be looking for shorts, especially with the full view up alignment that we have heading into the open right here? So you can see we're above the start of week VWAP, above the previous day's New York, and above today's daily. Everything is pointing towards buyers in control. So I'm liking the longs at the open if we could get them. Let's go to the 1 minute. You can see there's no buyers in control. So I'm not going to just force my long because I wanted to see the longs follow through, but I'm not just ready to jump in shorts because I am long biased. So that's why you're patient. You don't need to find a trade or even know what you want to do in the first 15 minutes of the day. You don't even need to know for the first hour. But the more information we get as time goes on, I'm switching to the short buys. So we can see we get just steady drift lower, lower highs and lower lows, a break outside the open range low. It didn't even touch the New York VWAP. That buyers didn't even try to show their hand at showing some sort of strength. So the moment we pull back to New York here, a couple people were jumping into the longs on NQ because it was already above, but I'm just having to stick with the short buys. I can't bring myself to buy it when there's this much selling momentum, this much bearish sentiment across the market, because all the stocks are moving lower. We're clearly below New York, that if buyers could have taken the New York view up here, then maybe I would want to go long in line with that 15-minute bias that I just had. But I just saw sellers defend this New York with a lower high, and they're stepping in to take the lower day view up and the open range low. Am I just going to ignore that and say, but no, I want to look for longs. I want the longs to work. It's telling me to short it. So I just need to listen to what the view up is telling me, and it's telling me that sellers are in control. Don't try to fight it. Just ride the momentum. So we put on a short there. Stop loss wasn't at current structure here. You can see it clearly would have held, but it maybe would have stretched it out a little bit more, being how close it came to it, where I had stop loss at previous structure back here to the left. So it wasn't even like halfway to my stop. I'm not stressing about it. But you can see it gives a nice push for a new low a day. Now I'm out before then because we do have a view up below us of that start of week where it definitely could want to slow or find some support. So I'm trading VWAP to VWAP or level to level, whichever one. So the fact that sellers took control, I'm going for my 1R. Next new low a day, 1R, a nice push lower, I'm out of the move, right? If you were somehow short at the open, you'd be looking for this nice push out, I'm out of the trade. I caught that train, it's going to pull back, I'll catch the next train, right? I'm not looking to hold these trades forever or even catch the whole move. I'm looking for that next piece of the pie. We had a nice retest, made a new low. Thank you very much. Rinse and repeat, that simple trend continuation. All of this strategy is taught on ASFX TV. You can go to Futures 2.0. This is a classic VWAP break. And there's even the bounce plays that some people were taking as well. So if you want to become a member on this, you can start a free trial. The link is always down below. But I teach the full strategy that I took, and I took this even on stream as we do every day. So you can see here, zoom on down. What day was this? I think this was that day. So taking the shorts to the bottom. But now let's look at NQ. I think I have it marked up over here that here's my short trade. You can see new low, pullback, break, boom. But here's NQ at that same time or relative to that time. Same thing on the 15-minute. Same idea on the 1 minute. That this isn't, first of all, even a really good take of the New York. I guess it would be probably that bar there. That we had a few people on stream take the longs here. Now my one fear with this, or I guess I would say, know what you do best. I'm a trend continuation trader. So although this may look like trend to continuation on the 15-minute, I have to listen to what's been happening since the open. It's been lower highs and lower lows, all sellers. So this break of a New York is telling me, let's go back into bullish trend. I'm hoping the buyers step in now. It's been sellers, but I hope it turns bullish. I don't do good trying to time when it's going to change direction. I'd rather see it be moving higher and let's go continue higher. Exactly what I did on this short. Clearly it's moving lower. Let me try to take this thing even lower. Rather than this has been moving lower, but now it wants to go higher. Let's go. Definitely can do it. It is a strategy, but I know what I do best, and I prefer to see the shorts come back in. Because I know at any moment here, since this high of day, it could paint a lower high anywhere. That's exactly what it did. as it came back down and stopped everyone out in the longs. Because as long as it doesn't make a new high of day, it's still falling. So it did make a lower high above New York, freak everybody out, and then come back down. Now, one thing I didn't mention on my ES over here, and similar on NQ as well, another reason why I liked the short, I was willing to take it, is if you look in the 15-minute, at the time of me taking this short, I'll circle it here, you could see we're below the daily VWAP. So sellers broke the daily. We're underneath New York like this. Yes, I'm still above these two VWAPs here on the left side, but there's so much selling sentiment, I cannot ignore it. So I would say maybe it wasn't 100% selling sentiment or bearish bias, but I do know 100% I need to be in this trade, because when it fell like it did, if I was not in that, what excuse would I have, right? I could make some excuses, the things we pointed out in this video, but to break for a new low a day, first break of open range low. See if buyers can take the New York to see if it's inducement and buyers want to reverse the trend back in line with the 15-minute. They don't. Sellers defend it strongly and they break the low a day view up. That's exactly what I teach, exactly what I trade. I need to be in this, and I reap the rewards for it, for listening to my strategy and not trying to get too fancy and long it, right? And I guess a good thing would be, if I did get stopped out, all right, well, we're getting new information that maybe we are making higher highs and higher lows. I was long biased on the 15-minute heading into the open. Maybe I could find longs now, and I'll look to recover the loss later. I don't need to be right on the first try every single day. Obviously, we want to be, but if I take a loss, it's going to give me more information and maybe a little more clarity to take that next trade that, okay, I was wrong on the shorts. Should I be longing it now, or was I maybe early on my shorts and I want to look for a re-entry, right? Don't fear losses or testing out your ideas or putting risk into the market because you don't know if it's going to win. We never know if it's going to win. I just know that I need to be in it because I'll be mad at myself if it wins without me. And that's the same exact question you guys should be asking yourself of, would I be more mad if I missed this and it wins? I would have been. Or if I did take it and it lost, I would have said, oh well, let's look for a re-entry. NQ is breaking higher. ES is breaking higher. What can I do here? And then you reassess and you look at the rest of the day. NQ is super, super choppy. You can even see the breaks of, let's go to the initial balance here real quick on NQ, because it was a lot more ranging than my ES. Let's turn off the opening range and let's just turn on the initial balance. It's pretty similar on this day, but I think I even have it marked up. So to save myself some time of having to mark it up, I do. That's the long, wrong markup. So on this edge fill one here, you can see we do have a break of the initial balance low. Pretty early on in the day, that's what's feeding me my long win. That's when I'm getting tapped in profit. But see these breaks above New York? First of all, hopefully no one's still looking for longs at this point in the day with how much lower highs we still have on top. But regardless of that, it's very tough to ignore these long, potential longs above New York. A couple of people are going to get induced into longs because buyers are taking the New York VWAP. But if we just simply go to edge fill, let's switch this to NQ because that's what this markup is on. You go to NQ, you change the initial balance breakout report, and you could go by size, by weekday. I mean, this was on a Tuesday. 10% of the time since the new year, 3 out of the last 28 Tuesdays has it double broken the initial balance. So the fact that we took out the bottom here kind of kills any idea that we're going to make a new high and break the top as well. So going back to this markup over here, why would I think that since buyers are maybe in control that we're going to tap for a new high a day? Statistically, it probably wouldn't want to happen because we took out the bottom. We probably now don't go to the high a day and break both sides. So keep on looking for the shorts to step back in. That beyond this break of low a day view up, it feeds you a nice winning short. Don't get induced into these longs. You can see it behind my markup here. Get on the break of low a day view up and it makes another new low. So just keep on looking in the direction of the single break side. And more importantly, if you don't take the trade in favor of the single break, avoid the trades not in favor of the single break, aka don't take the longs, either stay flat or keep on looking for the shorts. So that was another reason after my short why you should keep on looking for the shorts, because if you go back to ES here, it just kept painting lower highs and lower lows. Let's turn off all these levels. This is when I'm out of my trade. We can anchor a new low of day VWAP there. See when sellers step back in. I know this VWAP is here. Let's just clean it up for clarity and a clean markup. See how sellers don't take the low of day VWAP here? Not telling me to short it yet. Is this a break? I made plenty of videos on it. Not really. A lot of that candle is still above it. It's more like a retest. Even this one, not really a break. I'd say this is the break, or you can catch the retest of that break. But let's say sellers are in. Let's take this for a nice new short. because sellers are finally back in on a break of lower day VWAP. Well, there's your next winning trade, right? You missed this train. There's plenty of opportunities. So let's zoom it on out. You missed this initial drop at the open, like I did. Pulls back. I made money in that move. I get out, let it pull back. You can make money in the next move. There's plenty of moves to go around, especially in the clean trending days that don't fear you have to jump in now or else you're going to miss everything. You're not going to make money today. It's better to be flat, not take something that's not yours, than just jump into something just to be in something. And then the trade that you ultimately wanted presents, but you're not able to trade it because you're out of risk and you hit max daily loss and all those different things. And you can even look back on the rest of the afternoon. There was another break of a lower day VWAP way later on in the afternoon over here. Sellers take back control, another new lower day. So very clean trending. VWAP pays all underneath New York, sticking to the right side of VWAP, not fighting the structure, not fighting the momentum, not fighting the story of who's been in control, what's the structure telling me, all these different things, right? So hopefully you guys found value in it. Hopefully you guys made money in it as well. And if you did lose money in the longs in NQ, at least take a lesson from it of why it's maybe not the most favorable. But it's not a terrible trade. But what can we do to potentially avoid that next time? And what could I look for instead, right? No one's ever going to be perfect, but we do want to be walking away from our green days and our red days with some sort of lesson. I think there was plenty of them today. So definitely make sure to check those out. Rewatch the video if you need. Always feel free to reach out. Check out the top one sale while they're still running for the rest of the month. But I appreciate you guys tuning into the stream on Monday through Friday. I'll see you guys on the charts tomorrow morning.